Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In case you don't know me, my name is Crypta Agate. I am an apothecary PNGtuber, and today we are playing Metaphor Fantazio. That was just released technically last night for me, but I am playing this the next day. I have actually looked up nothing about this game because I kind of wanted to go in with like a fresh, like, what do you call it, impression. I didn't want to like see any gameplay. I didn't want to see any story. I didn't want to see anything. I want to go in with no previous expectations, I guess that's the word. So I know nothing. However, as you guys know me, I am a completionist in games, and most likely I do not replay games a lot, especially JPRGs, because they take a long time. So I think there is already a guide online, which I might start following eventually. So this is not 100% gonna be like blind. I am gonna be blind to the main story, but if there's like any little things that would require me to do things very meticulously, I will probably look those up. But I'm not labeling this playthrough as a guide either because it is not my own steps or anything. But I'm here with Twitch chat. I'm gonna mostly lurk because I don't want to spoil the game, but I am still here for support as always. Thank you, Lele. I appreciate for the lurk. Have you already started playing? Is that what happened? A day my brain can't even wrap around itself where that is. Somewhere around Japan. Wait, where is Kana? It's 3 a.m. where I am, but this is still shocking. 3 a.m. Kana, why are you still awake? Go to bed. Go to bed, Kana. But yes, it is shocking that I am not streaming at my usual time, but I'm going to be very busy today, so once at least 2 hours hits, 2 hours hits. That is all we have the time for today. But let's get to the game, shall we? Can you guys hear the game? Or I guess it's just the selection menu. But, I have played other Atlas games such as Persona. I've played Persona 3, 4, 5. A couple of them are on my channel. I have been meaning to play, Shin Megami Tensei games, but I have not got around to it. But, yes. No, I'm getting it Friday on Payday, Dragon Ball Z, Sparking Zero, New Diablo 4, X-Pack, Too Much in a Small Window. Oh, you're playing all those. Dang, how do you have the time? Oh, and the new Legend of Zelda game, too. My brother has been playing that, actually. I still want to play this, but alas, don't have extra $70 right now. May you enjoy this a lot. Yeah, I remember when I was pre-ordering this game, I was like, it's so expensive. This game better be worth the money. But if it's anything like Persona, I may enjoy it. So, all right, you guys ready? Or are you guys on ad break? All right. Of course, I will be playing the game in English because I only understand English. Let me just turn the game up on my end. And anyone in chat, please let me know if the game is too loud or too quiet, or if I'm loud or too quiet. I want to hear the audio language in English. So that is what I'm going to do. Do I want to connect? Maybe not yet. I'll see. All right. Let's see this. I'm ready. No, I have no idea what is going to happen at all in this game. I just know that the art is very pretty. Adjust the brightness until the monster is barely visible? Why? Huh, okay. I guess I'll listen to it if the game tells me to, but that's interesting. Oh, thank goodness for autosave, because I am playing this on remote play from my PlayStation is in a different room, so if it automatically shuts down, at least I have autosave. And as usual, if there are any unvoice acted lines in the game, I will be handling those myself. But we will see just how many lines are unvoice acted in this game. This is a work of fiction, everybody, remember. Oh wow, they have to put so many warnings in this. Atlas. Ooh, I actually like that paint splatter thing. Game is fiction, guys. Remember, game is fiction. Okay. Let's skip through all this. Nice. You mean monsters ain't real? I'm glad monsters are not real.
God smiles upon the generous. Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar!
Ooh, okay. What time period does this take place in?
A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same.
Damn, dude's got a small waist.
Your kingdom will perish alongside you.
Eesh. I just imagine being like so sick or like so old on your bed and you know you're about to die but you can't move or do anything about it.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence!
Who could do this? Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet
His Majesty.
Hope everyone is having a good way again. Thank you, Kana.
With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
Mine has just started.
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity? Huh?
Oh, he is here.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon.
He was a prince. He was
And only a
old.
king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the
Or was he actually old or just did the lighting make it look like that? Whoa, I will say, this is a very pretty shot of this guy, even if he's probably going to be evil. If evil, why hot, as they say. I think that was the king and the prince died not long before. Oh, I understand. Okay, that makes sense. Whoa. Medieval music with, was that modern architecture? Interesting. Ooh, this is a very hype opening. Metaphor. Fantazio. Whatever that means, I have no clue, but we will find out. This gives me like... This reminds me of something, but I can't recall what. Alright, here we go. Metaphor. New game! The graphics are very pretty.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond.
Is there gonna be like murder mysteries here too?
Whoever you are, please.
This gives me like the vibe of a murder mystery. Like the style of it. It's like a medieval punk-like drug trip with a hint of Asian culture. That is a very interesting combination. I want to see how well this all flows.
Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say,
Oh, okay.
tell me who you
Naming.
really are.
Okay, name myself. Okay. So typically, as you guys know, I like to name myself, not my own name, but pretty much whatever the canon protagonist name is. I actually don't know what the protagonist name is. Let me look it up real quick. Willem. Wait. In English? Wait. Will. The protagonist name is Will. They're named the following other languages. Willem in German, Victor in Spanish, but in English is Will. Okay. We will name him Will. I didn't even know this was a game before you wrote it on your community page. It had been there's been like a lot of promotions for it for a while. But I purposely didn't want to look up anything about it or talk too much about it because I didn't want any preconceived notions. But yes, it is by Atlas, the same people who made Persona and Shin Megami Tensei and a whole bunch of other games. Okay, your name is Will. You will name the protagonist. Wait, what? Am I not the protagonist right now? Who are you who shall guide the protagonist? Okay, wait, am I not playing as the protagonist right now? Is that what's happening? I will just put my name then. If it says that I will name the protagonist later, then I will just put my name. Okay. Yeah, you will name the protagonist later. Okay.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world.
Yes, a lot of people say
Would
my name is
suggest
very
to you
interesting.
you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy.
This is a fantasy. Remember, guys, this game is not
Can
real.
truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you. If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question. Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination?
This is a very dangerous question, scheming man. You know how often people wish that that what they imagine in their head was reality? Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it palace creation? Okay, think about it. Think about it. Back in the day, like the early times, like maybe, I don't know, 1200s, 1300s, I imagine no one would think that the technology we would have today could ever be real. And they could probably only imagine something like the technology that we have right now being real. But as humans, we made that imagination of technology and the industrial era become real. So, is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a palace creation? I would say not always. If it's a fantasy, then why does the first scene look like NYC? Good question. Are these answers actually going to affect anything? Not always.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This must be what you believe.
Sorry if you guys can hear me coughing. That happens every now and then.
I confess my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change.
Didn't hear you cough at all? Oh, perfect.
And thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself. So
is this going to be a case where, like, what I choose will affect the entire story? Okay. You guys know me. Once, I like to play games on normal mode. Even though I like to consider myself a very experienced JRPG player, I find that if a game becomes too stressful to me, or if I'm struggling, or if I feel frustrated at any point, I stop having fun with games. So even though I would like to say I'm pretty good at JRPGs, I'm gonna stick to normal mode. Ooh, there they are! Okay, I've seen at least what the protagonists look like. Or like the main cast.
The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead. Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Her ears are very long.
I've certainly been hearing the stories. To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
It's like it feels like a bit like Dungeons and Dragons opening.
They're bandits!
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia!
Us folk, we're commoners. No crown or church will save us.
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is little tribute.
Lord Luis, the guy who stabbed the king.
And if you're against us,
Yeah, our MC looks like Naoto. Who's Naoto? That name sounds very familiar. I was thinking more like he looks like the Makoto from Persona 3. She also looks like is it Sophie? In Persona 5 or Strikers? Bleh.
Huh? Look at you.
Tank bandits. Now it's from Persona 5. Oh, you right. Now I remember. I don't know why that slipped my mind.
Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital? Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us.
Oh, are we a silent protagonist again?
Hold it. Should have listened to us, chum.
Hey.
Now fall in line. Let's want to get stuck like us.
Yeah, get him, girl.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Why don't we just do this from the beginning? Oh. Oh, I thought he was gonna like pull out some ability and fly or something. Yo, what just happened? Oh, they're using models.
Ugh, this place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us?
Hope dude got feather fall spell. Looks like he had
You okay?
nothing.
You still got all your limbs attached?
Something should have broken, but we have plot armor.
At least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
All right, how does the how do the voices sound? Too loud, too quiet? What mission are you all right? Well, she looks fine, so I guess I'll just ask what mission.
what mission?
We're not a silent protagonist. Okay, if you guys, I think I've shared my opinion about this in past playthroughs, but I do not like having like self-inserts or silent protagonists. I mean, Traveling Boy, if we get to name the protagonist later, that's fine. But I don't know. I just always want to hear main characters speak. I don't know. I'm not into silent protagonist stuff, but it's pretty quiet. Okay, let me turn it up a bit more. Yes, I'm glad he's not silent.
Come on. This is no time for jokes. You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right?
Gallica, though, her voice actor does sound very familiar to me.
The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
Oh, her little outfit change at the bottom. Tradia Desert. Ooh, these font choices are...
Think we'll make it?
Oh, she did voice act this one. Okay, so it will take me some time to ground some voices for each character, but like I said, any unvoiced acted lines, I will take care of. The biggest frustration is having a silent protagonist who doesn't speak until the very end of the story game. I know. I just prefer seeing characters be their own character and not dictated by the player, but that's just my personal preference. I'm not saying like every game should do that, but that's just me. I don't like to self-insert. I like for the character I'm playing to be their own person, but that's just me. You don't look hurt though, so that's good news. You can move, right? I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Basic controls, okay. Dash, R2. I feel like I haven't picked up a PlayStation controller in ever. Okay, dodge. Some actions you can perform and the corresponding controls display at the bottom. The mini map, okay. You can view the tutorials before, main menu.
Let's go.
Ooh, okay. Now, oh, I need to test the camera. I'm a vertical camera user, so I'm gonna need to change that if it's not already set to inverted. Wait, I'm sensing something close. Don't move. Oh, our first battle. Okay, let's go. Unknown. Sandworm. Valmo. Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. HYPU? Hi, Poo. Kuro, welcome, welcome. Phase sight. Use L to use phase sight. This ability lets you see what Gallica senses in the environment. Okay. When you see an enemy you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best as you can.
Okay.
Oh, so this is kind of like, what are these things?
Yikes. I think we're in a little over our heads.
This is Persona 6? Yeah, when is
Stay
Persona
vigilant.
6 coming out?
These ones
Okay,
aren't
what
messing
is that
around.
thing? Sandworm? Okay. Camera. The camera is,
We
whoa.
don't have much health left.
Yo.
Don't go too hard.
Okay. I'm already low on health and we just started. Get to high ground. So am I just supposed to ignore these guys? What is that? Oh. Higher ground. Okay, let's look around. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I gotta be careful.
Strong ones ahead. We gotta be careful.
Okay, higher ground. Get to higher ground. Okay, this rock maybe? Persona 5 is 8 years old. That's crazy. Oh, you're right. Okay.
I think we're in a little over our heads.
I'm trying, ma'am, to find higher ground. I promise. This way. Maybe? Okay, at least I don't have like a health, or like a stamina button or something.
Look.
8 years ago. Dang. Persona 5 is so old. Whatever they have plans for Persona 6, I really hope it's gonna be knocked out of the water amazing. If it's taking this long.
Just checking.
You're making me feel old, Kuro.
You do remember what we were
I know, I think back, I was like,
Right?
wow, I was a baby when that game came out. Refresh my memory.
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives? First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center. This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die.
Okay. I think I was in middle school, like, goddamn. Oh, really? Dang, Kuro, you were that young. Persona 6 was rumored to be a sequel of 5 instead of its own story. You know, here's my thing. I feel like we've had enough spin-offs of Persona 5 at this point. I would rather see something new. I don't know about you guys. I mean, obviously Persona 5 is great. The characters are amazing. The story is amazing. But I want to see something new for Persona 6. I don't know. I feel like we've gotten our taste of Persona 5, and I think it's best to move on at this point. So, you were 24 when Persona 5 came out. So, I see why you feel like you're old, Island. You're not old, though. 32 is not old.
And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road.
So something that's interesting here, it seems we already have a party. We already have a job to do. We already seem to have some sort of life experience and goals. Wonder where they're gonna take the character developments and storyline from here.
You know what they say.
Persona 5 is my favorite game
Anxiety
ever,
breeds
but
the
even
world's
I'm sick
cruelest
of the
monsters.
milking. I agree.
I mean, fairies say that at least.
I do want to say the Persona series is my second favorite JRPG series, but I mean, yeah, I agree. It's been milked for so long. It's had its success. Things can't be dragged on forever, I'd say. The longer something is dragged on, I feel like the more people want to move on. For most things,
cast
at
my
least.
usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
Okay, is she gonna be like our support character? Thank you for the healing. Because I definitely got bit in the ass earlier. It's as though music is playing directly in my mind. The effect of Kaka's magic is inspiring. No, it's just not in your head, buddy. I hear it too.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
Wait, music is magic in this world? Interesting. Oh, look at her dancing. A very dramatic music choice.
Look! Over there!
Oh, she wasn't speaking. That's a road, isn't it? What a relief. Grand Trad is already in sight.
Let's go.
Almost there. Let's keep moving and try to stay out of sight. Okay, so we're not fighting at all. Okay. I doubt... Oh, wait. The camera is not inverted. How do I... I need to change that. Anime subtitles. The inverted camera. There we go. I always get clowned at for being an inverted camera player, but as I've explained, the first video game I ever played that had camera controls in it had... I want to collect that shiny thing though. Had inverted cam as the default. Oh, I want this. Medicinal herb. I once made a story that was inspired by Persona. Ooh, like so an original story basically. I've seen like. Oy, okay, there's a lot of them. I'm supposed to go to that triangle, I assume. Ooh, anything in here? What? Uh-oh, this is bad. Oh, anime cutscene already.
Not good! Run for it!
Oh, there's so many monsters here. We all thought we were going to be safe within a carriage?
8 tribes and 3 nations. By the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Uchronia.
Uchronia?
The year is 785.
Whoa. It's only 785?
Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart. And no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
See, basically, out of JPRGs, probably Trails of Cold Steel 3 for me. Out of all games, maybe Dragon Age. Oh wait, I need to read this. Hear my wish and come forth from the epoch of glory to grant. Oh, I messed up. Out of all games, maybe Dragon Age Inquisition for me. Neither of those games I have played, so maybe one day we'll see.
Whoa, just look.
Whoa.
It's gonna be pretty. Ooh. I feel like I've seen an environment that looks similar to this before, but like, where have I seen it? I guess if you imagine an industrialized medieval age, this is what you would imagine. No, not the one with ears.
I've done nothing wrong! Lying dog! Don't try to deny it! You trample the law for the fun of it!
Let it be known,
Racism
for
immediately.
misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead.
Yeah!
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Parapus said.
Parapus.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin?
Oh no.
You. Oh,
Careful!
hurry.
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Those pieces of jewelry are all too big for you anyways,
You
ma'am.
noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only Elda here. In the
Elda?
whole city, even.
Alright, I'm gonna need I'm gonna need like a whole list of all the terms to learn in this game, because we all know how fantasy works.
Capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside.
Basically it was a story that pretty much sounded like as if Persona and One Piece had a more adventurous yet abstract story and a cast of like 7 to 8. Huh. Interesting. I've never watched One Piece, so I wouldn't really be able to tell if they could work together, but interesting concept. Cold Steel 3 is the 8th game in which Trails in the Sky I'm waiting for you to play is the first game. Oh, I see.
Not that it's very balanced. I see more Plomars and Roussants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elda kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
I mean, I'm literally wearing all white. I'm sure I stick out very much.
His Majesty. They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination. Shh,
careful who hears you say that.
But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
See, this is kind of why I like hearing this in English audio. They can go however ham they want on the accents. They can't really do that in the Japanese audio. Feels a little bit more like I am immersed in the medieval times.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. Gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
What is this?
The king dead.
Oh!
His son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
Okay, so here's the prince. Wait, what is this? A flashback?
We've done all
The future?
in our power, but not even the kingdom's best. The saint could purify this affliction.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt His Highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed His Highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there?
Infiltrate the military?
This
that's
is
a
your
bit
mission.
risky.
For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Okay, so...
Hey,
We work
you
for the
listening?
prince, and kind of?
Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic.
Oh, we were friends with him.
Me
Okay.
and Prince were pretty close.
And I guess it seems like the prince and the king did not live together?
Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta
Or maybe
go
they
get
did,
enlisted,
and then
so
we're
you can
trying to
meet up
get
with
to
our
the
operative.
capital, which is something different. Okay. I'm trying to... I'm a little distracted, but I'm trying to wrap my head around the story.
Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for
British
soldiers.
spelling. Okay. Let's find it. Recruitment center.
So?
Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and ask me for advice. What to know in town. Press R1 to open the local map. Okay. If you're unsure of... if you're unsure of what to do, try pressing triangle. Gallica always has good idea, or so she thinks. Press up and save areas like towns to save your progress. Okay. So save here. Okay. And then we don't have time for detours right now. If you're lost, check your map. Just go straight down the main street and you should find the recruitment center. Okay, straight down. Map is R1.
Right.
Ooh. Okay. Gonna have to get used to that map design. I swear, this reminds me of something, but I can't wrap my head what it is. I want to say Valkyria Chronicles, but Valkyria Chronicles is not really fantasy.
Look at
This
that.
game does have a
New
European
models
theme
out
to it.
now.
I do love it. I love it. Oh, did he not say that? Look at that. The new model's out now.
I could be out there slinging
Oh, no, he
spells
did
like
read
a
it, okay.
master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
Not interested. What's a magic igniter? I mean, I want one, but I want to know if it's going to be useful for us.
What's a magic igniter?
See? There's a couple in the window. Like an instrument plays a tune, an igniter casts magic. Pretty hard to come by out in the countryside.
So with the help of magic, we've been able to industrialize more despite the fact that the year is 785.
I can't
Okay.
imagine what it's like having to wave around some.
It reminds me of one of the Sega games, just not sure which one though. That also, I don't know. I don't know what it reminds me of, but it's bothering me so much what this game reminds me of.
Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the Magla in the air.
Magla. I need a vocab terms flashcard, please.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city?
Hello, shady woman.
Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies.
I think you talking to me would bring some attention already, wouldn't it?
But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this
never mind.
shop.
I'm in
danger!
I am in danger.
Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
Oh, whoops. I did not mean to press that, but that's fine.
You're not really going to fall for that, are you?
No, I didn't mean to.
How would you even know what the royal scepter looks like?
She's trying to scam me, isn't she?
You've really never heard of it.
Okay, so our main character is a bit naive. He doesn't have any street smarts. Seems he was sheltered growing up or something.
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty, passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic, world-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's
Then why is it
most
here
potent
in a
magic
shop and not in like a museum or being used
And
by
in the
some higher
king's
up?
hands, it was enough
She's
of
definitely
a
trying to
deterrent
scam me.
to stave off invasion.
And now he's dead, with no living heir either.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly
I mean, it's on
magic is
display,
of
right?
little
It's not
use
actually for
without a
sale.
king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy.
I just noticed the
I don't know
camera
why
is
you're
shaking
here,
a lot. I don't know how I
but
feel
there's
about that.
trouble brewing.
I won't be staying long. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I'll be here long.
A word of caution then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
If anyone has motion sickness, this might not be the game for you. Oh, the way
Well,
she walks.
That was unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful. Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
Right. We were probably supposed to be there a long time ago. We keep getting distracted.
Let's head there.
Main character talking? I know. We don't have a silent protagonist for once. Ugh. I joined the Army's cause because I looked up to Lord Lewis. Or Luis, sorry. But now I get my arse handed to me if I so much as mention it. What's the state army gonna do now? We won't find any decent recruits given the messy state of things currently. Well, that's why I'm here. Okay, let's see what's going on in our town. Oh, the recruitment place. Go down the street. Okay, we already know that. You look at duelist as a soldier? Not like there's other work for Eldas, I guess. Not that interesting. So do Eldas only work as soldiers is what he's saying? Just when you said that about motion sickness, I realized the screen is slightly shaking. Yeah, I didn't notice at first, but then I started to, and I was like, ooh. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I don't know how I feel about that choice for players that do get motion sickness. Or if after staring at it for too long, maybe I'll be affected by it, but let's see. I'm about to be in for a rude awakening. Uh-oh. Is racism gonna play a big part of this game? I would be interested to see how they tackle that. Grand Trad. I was hoping that we blend in with the crowd and no one would notice that you're an Elda, but the people here have sharper eyes than I thought. How can they tell? Is it because of his eyes? We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall. Hide your tribe.
All right.
Easier said than done, I'm sure, but it's for the sake of the mission. And on that note, the recruitment center we're looking for should be just ahead. Hide my tribe?
Let's go see.
Let's get back to looking for the recruitment center. Okay. I thought you wanted to talk to me? Oh no, that's just the symbol there. Okay. In the death of His Majesty, the royal bloodline completely is gone. Yes, who's gonna take over? Do we have a figurehead? Am I allowed to like wander around somewhere else, or is the game gonna stop me? Okay, fine. Oh, there's a guy just laying around on the ground. They're everywhere. Okay. Excuse me? An elder, why you here? What did the elders ever do to this place? Okay, that's not the way either. Okay, map. I need the map.
All right then.
Oh, okay. This way.
Beg pardon?
They're going to hold the royal funeral at the Grand Cathedral. Oh, wait. It's up here.
Dear me.
This is an odd door.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here.
I am
It should be
surprised
pretty
though that
straightforward.
this game didn't really like let us jump into battle. I feel like with most Atlas games, they kind of like give a little bit of story and then they let you do battle or fighting. Or maybe I was supposed to do that in the beginning, but I just chose to avoid everything. Or I don't know.
Oh, and if they start asking questions, just
It
be
was
as
pretty
honest as
interesting
you
how we
can.
haven't even gotten to the
Mine will
gameplay
only
just
make us
yet.
more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine. Good luck in there. Knock 'em dead.
Knock them dead. Woo! With how ignorant this guy is, I have no faith. I haven't heard much about this game, but from what I'm
Okay,
seeing, it looks like it has some heavy theme more towards race discrimination and a form of political violence. Oh! This is gonna be interesting. I'm down for this.
A blue blood, are you? The
Okay.
army's no place
So
for
much
velvet
racism happening.
swaddled lord
You are right.
Perhaps your noble
It's been like almost
family
50,
collapsed
only
under its
45
own
minutes,
weight.
and
Is that it?
how many racist comments have we already received?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's work. I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
Please tell me he's gonna be a character in the game.
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling.
He's gonna be a main
Welcome to
cast
the
member.
Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country. But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to
We lost
piss.
someone who had horns
When your
earlier
corpse is plucked
in our
from the
carriage.
mud,
We need a replacement.
try to look patriotic.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore. But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
Insolent pup! You will learn your place.
Don't. The healers have enough on their plates already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still
How-
in one
all of the
piece.
wanted posters in the back, they're all characters with ears, right?
All right, next.
Like animal
Hurry
ears?
it up.
Is that English accent?
An
I
elder.
couldn't tell you. I don't really know much
Thought
about
your
accents.
kind was long gone.
Probably?
Age.
Wait, you
18.
thought I was extinct?
An orphan too. The army can always use more of those.
Oh, I do not like what that implies.
So, what brings you to enlist?
Oh
I
shit.
want to fight for real change.
I keep accidentally pressing buttons.
Lofty words for a gutter rat with an empty coin purse, no? So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills?
I have a book. I'm stronger than I look. I've got a sharp mind. I can take a lot of punishment. I'm small but quick. I've always been lucky. That sounds very British, that captain. Okay. I feel like this isn't gonna sell. I could take a lot of punishment. That just means that I don't mind being a pushover. So, no. I'm small but quick. I've always been lucky. I'm small but quick. I feel like this makes the most sense. I've got a sharp mind. That's just like, these all feel like trust me bro, kind of. Except for this one. Like, you can tell I'm small. Usually smaller people can be a little more lean and agile. So I feel like this one makes the most sense based off of first impression. With that fall, you sure can take a lot of punishment. God, this game is in the UK. You fell so far. I know, that is true. He didn't get hurt once. Okay, yeah. This sounds like a trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I don't want to be seen as a pushover. This one, they can take one look at me and decide, yes, this is probably the case. I've always been lucky. This is a trust me, bro. So I'm gonna go, I'm small but quick.
I'm small, but quick.
Yes, I could see that. Always the cowards who run the fastest. Eh?
Rip.
Right, last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
If you're actually literate? Oh. Okay, hold up. Are they that desperate for soldiers that they, like, the bar is so low, they're just like, well, if you're illiterate, you can sign. If not, oh well, we'll still take you on. And immediately this guy's like, this guy's gonna be a coward. Okay. Well, interesting. Feels like they would do something similar for all answers. I guess so. I tried to outsmart them, but the game knew first. You don't gotta read to fight. I guess that's also true. But like, what if there's like code words or letters or notes or something? Okay, so the main character's name is Will. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Yes.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yay!
Yes! I'm sure you heard about the monster sightings, so stay sharp out there. We're shorthanded as it is.
So they didn't let that other guy who was being interviewed enlist,
You can
right?
pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission. On your way now. Up to. Next.
Interesting. What a long line. Guess we got no choice but to wait our turn. Oh god. All these people. Ugh, this room feels very confining. Hello, sir. Said tribe don't matter in the army, but they'll probably put me up front as a meat shield. Not that I can find better work. Wish I could serve Count Luis. His army built on merit, so even a Parapus stands a chance. Bulletin board. There's sure a lot of wanted posters. This is no time for gawking. We have to get in line. Fine. Where's the line? Here?
Whoa.
You! Okay. You enlisting as well. Okay. I'm just saying this now, guys. Don't expect me to do accents. I cannot do accents for the life of me. And I'm not out here to embarrass myself. So, don't expect me to do any sort of accents. You enlisting as well? The line starts behind me. If so, or was there something you needed? British Crypta? No. Only American Crypta. I take it you overheard my interview. Yes, guilty as charged. I am a noble, but just a countryside son of a lord. My family is of no real consequence.
Well,
let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom. Foolish or not. No Scottish Crypta. No nothing. Nothing. Default Crypta. Okay, join the queue, I guess.
I heard they get sightings.
American Crypta, yeah!
what? Of those huge monsters? You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that. What do they call them? Something like, human...
Huh?
Next!
Oh, we didn't even get to hear.
Another Clamar. Wait. No. You don't look like the others.
I'm not like other girls, I know.
Surely not. An elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
Move it. There's a priority around
Hey,
here.
I'm not the one holding up the line, it's this knight.
We're arming squires and children with igniters now. Waste of good gear. It's better off in my
I'll
hands.
kick your butt.
Give it here.
Brute force. Crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Yeah, you tell him.
Oh, another high and mighty Clamar, is it?
Hey, what were you saying earlier? How that igniter would be better in your hands?
You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Rousant strength?
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Come on, no fighting in the ranks.
Sorry for making a scene. You
Oh no, he's taking pity on me because I'm small. I had it handled? Yeah, I bet I could have figured it out.
You didn't need to butt in.
I saw injustice and so I spoke up.
Oh gosh,
don't
he's
think
a
that's
righteous
unreasonable.
man, isn't he?
Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
Don't make my job any harder, please.
Hey, you're the
Yeah,
one who was
you're
holding up
Igniter.
the line, knight, sir. That other people were getting angry. I just walked up.
These
Cider
days,
igniter.
most come with their own magna crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway. It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
A righteous character with a shining attitude. The thing around his neck is apparently a magic igniter. The captain I spoke with earlier had one too. They must take on many different forms, like I saw on the main street.
And take this too. Protect it with your life.
The map? Protect the map.
Wow, that's a real map. It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only
I know, to have
Malfoy could
such
pull
a
this together.
detailed map like that early on. Sheesh. How many copies of this do they have to make?
Striplings. My name is Captain Klinger, and as of this moment, you miserable lot are under my command. I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral
Spot the main
proceedings
character.
for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards. Our veterans there will teach you the one
Something
thing
tells
you
me
need to
we're not gonna
master
get
if
through
you
all
are
of our
to
training before
survive.
something happens and we have to step up and be the hero.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Enjoy tonight's sleep.
Did we just
because
travel
it's the
here
last
without all
full
the other
night's
people
rest
we were traveling with?
Dismissed.
We've shown no concern for the other people that were in the cart with us, or were they even part of our party? And we just happened to be carrying the same, or did we just happen to be sitting in the same transport wagon? Is that why no one really stood up and tried to help us when our book was being stolen?
They really are desperate for new blood.
Feels like that was just like a bus between cities. That's what I'm starting to think now. But I know for a fact that some of the characters in that wagon we will see later. But a horse wagon.
Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword. He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize
Our
him.
contact.
Well, the charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow.
That bed looks horribly uncomfortable.
Hey, you awake?
Hey, aren't you the one who said I had to get a full night's rest?
Nope, I'm asleep. Good night.
Haha, very funny. Look, I just have a lot on my mind.
We're sleeping on concrete? Oh, that's even worse.
I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still. When you hear and see all this prejudice out in
Looking
the open,
at Gallica's outfit makes me
It's a
feel
lot.
cold.
you okay?
I don't know if that's just me. Never gets easier, that's just how it is. Life, we shouldn't accept the way that things are how they are, but unfortunately they are.
Never gets easier.
I mean, it is pretty comfy on concrete. I like to think that I'm the type that could sleep anywhere, but I don't know about that, a place like that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I could tell.
Whenever I
Try to
go
put it
visit
behind
my
you,
best
okay?
friend, I usually take her sister's bed, and like, oh my god, her and her sister's bed are like the stiffest beds I've ever slept on my entire life. I try to avoid staying the night at my best friend's house over when I can because I just can't sleep in their beds. I don't know. I think that is the only place I've ever felt difficult sleeping in was because their beds feel like I'm laying down on wood. Like they're so stiff. I can't get comfortable on
Some
that.
people are even saying
And
it's
their
the
pillow
lesser
is not
tribe's
very
fault that
cushy.
the
Like their
monsters
pillows are
showing up
also
at
like
all.
super flat too. So then my head hurts as I'm laying down on this wood-like mattress.
These are the same kind of people who bring down
I'm
your
looking
village,
at like
remember?
this bed that the main character's sleeping on, and I'm envisioning my best friend's bed and her sister's bed. That's what it feels like to me. These are the same kind of people who burned down your village. Oh, we're getting lore drop.
That was a long time
As long as I got a pillow, I can sleep at most places. I need a thick pillow. Or no. I feel like I can sleep on planes pretty well. Even in econ class. I guess it just depends. If I'm sitting, it's not so bad. But laying down, if I'm laying down, I would at least want to be comfortable, I guess.
Yeah, but
It looks like he's sleeping on the floor. It does. And that place looks pretty warm, so nobody need. I don't know. I'm looking at it and I feel like I would be cold.
The prince was kind
Just
of
like a
different.
stone walls, because stone walls don't really insulate heat very well.
I can see why you'd want to repay him. Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, what's so important in this
I gotta
book?
say, I've been curious. Thanks.
We haven't even looked at it?
It's what you call a fantasy story, right? So it's a fantasy world made up by the author.
Oh,
Prince
wait
loved
a
those kinds of
second.
stories.
So, medieval time right now, that's the real world. The fantasy story is the modern era. See, this is like what I was talking about earlier. Like, back in the early times, I'm sure like the technology we have now could only be a figure of imagination to the people back then. That would be their fantasy. But due to humans wanting to make those things reality, we've made it reality. We've made technology a reality. Oh, I didn't realize what I said was actually what was gonna happen. Man, this is funky. Look, New York City is only a fantasy in this world, but it could become reality with technology.
Okay, let's see. It says the young traveler was amazed by the world he saw. In this world, there is only one tribe. All people accept each other.
Well,
and no soul is born into discrimination.
Unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet with the modern world having no discrimination. But at least we look like we've made building progress. Even people 100 years ago couldn't imagine how modern day would be. Exactly. All would have just been a figure of imagination.
Wow. So not even any fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over.
You would think, but sadly not.
In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor. Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows.
If you think about it,
Busy
if we
streets
didn't
with
have different races, would things be better in society? Think about it. Would things actually be different, or would there be other problems? I think if it's not one thing, it's something else. So even if humans all had just one race, there would still be other problems. Like, if it's not racism, it's something else.
And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads,
There will always be problems? Exactly.
all lives are equal. Whoa. I see. No magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy. But it's strange to feel envious of a fictional world.
Not strange. We all wish we
Hey,
could go
are
to
you
fantasy
asleep
worlds all the
already?
time.
You know how hard it is for me to turn these pages on my own? Well, guess I'll just read more later. Good night.